these sound with the headers and the mid-pipe. All right, it's been a while since I did a video on the Corvette. So today we are going to be working on the Corvette, doing something that is undoing a mod that I've already done to it. I love the mods, the power mods that I've done to this, but the sound is just not what I wanted it to be. So we're going to try and fix that today. This is the Billy Boat Fusion oval, 4.5-inch oval exhaust tips. Absolutely love the way these look on the back of the Corvette. However, if some of you guys have been paying attention to some of my other videos, I am not a fan of the sound. Billy Boat Fusion mufflers, you really can't tell whenever you hit the switch on open and closing the valves. It does open and close. However, these mufflers are so free-flowing that you can't tell with the valves open and close really a difference in the exhaust sound. So what I'm going to do is, I still have my stock NPP Dual Mode exhaust from the Corvette that I had originally taken off. So I'm going to put those back on, but these tips just are not going to do it for me. They are way too small. So what I went and did was I got these 4-inch exhaust tips online. I'll leave a link down below and you guys can see. Got it on eBay really. But this is what it's going to look like compared to what's on there. You can kind of see it's a little bit less, but they're 4 inches versus the 4.5 width. These here are, it's not that much difference to be honest with you. It's hard to really tell, but that's what I'm going with. It's a dual wall stainless steel tip, so I'm going to have to cut off the stock tips and put these on. It is doable, but you have to be careful when you do this because you've got your valves in there, if you can see, but the valves are in there as well, and so you're going to have to be careful when you cut these. Here you can see the valve in there. So that valve is going to be staying, but the tips themselves are going to get cut right here, and these welded on. And to give you an interesting look at what it will look like, that is the difference right there. So quite a bit of a difference. 4 inches versus the 3 inches that these are. So that's actually about the same size right there. So but that's what it's going to look like. That's the difference, and I'm going to work on getting these cut off very, very carefully, and probably just tack weld these on for now until I can get it to an exhaust shop and have them welded on. So, but those are the mufflers, and let's get to work on getting these tips cut off. Okay, so the way this works is this goes up and down, which makes the valve close. So if you tie, this is just one of those rubber wristband bracelet things. I just wrapped it around there, pulled it down and tied it there. It keeps this down and it keeps the valve closed so that I can cut along this line. So if you look here, I'm gonna try to cut along this line right here and save as much of this on this side of the tip as possible to have it welded on. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, this would be way easier with a Sawzall, and I don't have that. It's at my dad's house, but I've got this off to an extent. Really what's stopping me is this piece between on the insides here. One thing I wanted to mention is do not wrap this rubber around this. This is your nozzle for your vacuum line that controls this lever. You do not want to damage this or hit this with your cutting tool, whether it be a Sawzall or grinder or whatever, cutting wheel, whatever, and you don't want to cut these off either. So just take your time, work your way around a little bit at a time, and try to get them off. I'm going to take a hacksaw to this last 2 pieces here and here. You can see where it's connected right into there, and then this down here. So here they are. This is what it looks like whenever you cut the tips off, and this is the valve I was talking about. So that's your vacuum line, and then it actuates this here, that lever, that valve for the exhaust. Okay, so if I push down on this and I put my finger over this hole, you can see it holds it. If I let go, it pops open. So the vacuum pump is working on these mufflers, so I will be able to in and out the close the exhaust tone out a little bit, close this pipe and make all the exhaust go through this, make it a little quieter. This is more open and free flowing. So if you never looked inside of a Grand Sport muffler, I highly recommend you looking up online. I am not going to cut this open so you can see it. Sorry guys, ain't gonna happen. But that's what it looks like whenever they're off. Here is the tip that I'm putting on. The ones I took off are right down here. Again, I'll show you a comparison of what they look like side by side. You can see quite a difference there. There's what it looks like from the side. That's what it looks like from the side. So I'll show you back to back here what they look like. These are a little bit longer than the stock ones, just because the part I cut off. It'll be like that really, but that's what it looks like. So, yep, there you go. These are pretty much a dead even match. Hard to tell if these are even aftermarket, but a little bigger. But that's what it looks like. This is gonna go in here like this. Tack weld it onto that. And it needs to turn a little bit here. Basically something similar to this right here. That's what it's gonna look like, right like that. So, and then this one is the same way. Just tack weld it right there like that. And put them on right there. So, if you'll notice, I marked the bottom here and the top here. I just got to find the top and bottom of these because they are slanted. You can see slanted. So I'm going to find the top and bottom and then mark on the tip itself the top and bottom. That way I can match them up and it'll be good to go, because that wouldn't be good right there. It needs to turn this way. So, all right, time to cut that muffler off, or those tips off of that muffler now. Let's put it on the rack. All right, guys, I'm on the way to get the mufflers put onto the car and get the Billy Boat mufflers taken off. And I'm on the freeway. I'm going 80 miles an hour. RPMs are right at 2,000 RPM, and I'll tell you, I'm really not going to miss the drone that is created with these Billy Boat Fusion mufflers. I have no cats, long tube headers, and I still have a lot of drone. So get these stock mufflers put on. We'll do another test. I'm going to be driving the same road back. Hopefully it's going to be a lot better. All right, guys, so I'm out here at Jared's shop. I just got here. They're changing the mufflers on the car, but I want to tell you guys, every time I come out here, there's always something that catches my eye. And so what I'm going to show you guys here is this Z06 right here. It's running around out here with no hood on. They're obviously doing some work to it, installing the Kong Performance Supercharger most likely, but that thing is a beast. I can tell it's gonna have some power to it whenever it gets done. Oh my gosh, it's all. As you can see, my bushings are lowered all the way down there and over here. Rear, lowered all the way. So getting these stock mufflers put back on so we can quiet it down a little bit and actually use the dual mode switch. Way better. Way better. Alright guys, so I just had the mufflers put on. I'm back on the freeway going 80 miles per hour. Zero drone. Sounds great. It's nice and quiet. The valves are closed stock below 3,000 RPM. And so it's running pretty restricted right now. But whenever you get above 3,000 RPM, the exhaust valves open up, is how the NPP is designed. Now, I am going to put the manual switch back on so that I can switch them on and off whenever I decide to do so. But right now I'm running just the stock programming or vacuum lines that are programmed for the 3,000 RPM split. But this is how I'll run it whenever I'm on the freeway anyway. Valves closed, nice and quiet. I can still have a conversation in the car, and it's no drone whatsoever. So I'm glad I made the switch back. I recommend, if you guys are doing headers and mid-pipe, run the stock NPP for a while. If you still want some more noise, then you can put the different mufflers on, and keep your NPP for a while though, because your stock dual mode mufflers, don't really take up a lot of space in the garage. And if you ever want to switch back, they can be pretty pricey buying them after the fact. So hold on to them. And if you ever want to switch back like I did, this is what I recommend you do. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for me right now. Next video, I'll show you guys what it looks like with the tips on the mufflers, and then also with the mild to wild switch, custom mild to wild switch wired in. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a safe and lovely weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.